Ну погнали, погнали, посмотрим, что нам приготовили на Зарилом сегодня. Кенши. Все на месте, все на месте. О, Рейн, как похорошел.
The Kombat Kast starts now.
Окей, окей, ждем. Смотрим и ждем. И надеемся, что будет круче. Почему двое только? Где третьего потеряли?
Right.
But we just showed a trailer, so we wanted to show off some characters, yeah?
He went all the way to Germany just to avoid fighting you.
I was not going to say that, but it's accurate. So here we are. We're going to today's going to be probably a little bit of a shorter stream. We don't have any guests or anything like that. But we're going to walk through 3 characters today. Before we start that, let's introduce ourselves.
Stephanie Brownback.
Стефани. Я думаю, вы знаете. Тайлер.
Studios, and we are super excited to show you some stuff from the trailer.
Yes.
But before we do that, if you haven't seen it yet, we should show them the trailer again.
Да, посмотрим еще раз, кстати. Не против, не против.
Here we go. It's the Queen's Court.
Awesome.
Outworld can be both alien and intoxicating to Earthrealmers. All our realms are at peace. There are outworlders.
Смотрите, все хорошо. И тут рабы. И Мелина такая, что за фигня? И тут генерал Шао. Я, говорит, хочу захватить всех. Эти земляне, говорит, мемы ваши заклебали. Ладно.
Consign us to endless war.
Better that than be Liu Kang's lapdog.
Did not your illustrious father teach you that war is the last resort?
Если честно, быковать на Люкана в этой вселенной, мне кажется, такое себе. Смотрите, она лоу крашит может, пока летает. Это захват обычный, да. Бомбим через Матара.
Gather once again to honor my late husband's legacy, to continue the tournament that he founded with Lord Luke.
Жесткий аниматриархат на самом деле устроили. Синдел, Мелина, Китана. И тут мужчины приходят. Помните, в Аватаре, кстати, был персонаж, у которого постоянно этот... Его повозку с капустой ломали. Это Рейна, возможно? Да хорошая анимация, прям. Молодость ему на пользу пошла. Хореография красивая очень. Кайфовая, кайфовая, конечно, анимация. Бэм! Battle Blow. Вот жаль, не показали порталку у Рейна. Мэйби сегодня покажут. Видите, сколько прожектайлов? И Матара может их отражать, типа. Пацаны, глаза лучше закрывать вот на этом Battle Blow.
Who's your queen?
Как она агрессивно говорит, кто твоя королева. 19 сентября. Сделали уже предзаказ? Смотри, там премиум меди... Ой, какие красавцы стоят, посмотрите.
All right, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
exciting. I've been
Им
waiting for this one to
нравится,
come out
я
because of a
надеюсь.
certain character.
Same here. Probably not the same character.
I like them all, but I'll let you start.
Yeah, I mean,
Мне, говорит, все
Sindel, one of
нравятся.
my all-time favorite MK characters. Super stoked she's back. Also, though,
Стефани
Motara,
говорит, что это
my
самый
favorite
любимый
sub-boss.
персонаж
I will
Синдела
take
ее.
him over
Самый
any
любимый.
Shokon any day.
Okay.
Вспоминает про Мотара,
I'm
да, который
General
боссом
Shao.
был.
I've been super excited since I knew that he was in the game. I've been excited to show him. Fights a little differently this time around, but it's
Yes.
definitely a character that's like up my alley and something that I really enjoy. So I've been, I mean, you know, the bigs.
Of
Very
course.
excited to show him off.
Ну да, он очень
hope you
рад
enjoy the trailer,
показать
and today we're
Шао
gonna go
всем.
through some of those characters.
Yeah, and also, just don't want to forget, Shujenko.
Yes.
If we're bringing back some of these 3D era characters, you gotta have the Deception
Ну да, вот
protagonist.
видите,
Yep, and we will.
Как
not
его,
be showing
Фуджинка?
one today at all.
Right,
Да?
But
вернули с
yeah,
3DR
just a little
тоже.
hint of them.
yeah,
Ну, пока
very
как
excited.
камео.
So I think we should talk about Sindel real quickly.
I think we should start with the Queen.
So,
Да, сейчас
before we get
начнут с
into
королевы
gameplay,
Синдел.
let's discuss
А,
who
Суджинка.
would play Sindel, what's her game plan, how does she work?
Well, Sindel from the very beginning, all the way back in MK3, and then you saw in 9 and the last game, has been kind of a space control, zoning character.
А у него
But
есть
then these little
франшиза.
dashes of swag with her flight cancels and some of her more interesting moves and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of kind of, you know, basic keep out stuff, but then there's when you get in, when you get your game going, she has some really cool combos and setups and stuff like that. So she appeals to someone like me who's more straightforward, but then like kind of the technical people really, really like her too. She also is just, she's the queen, she's cool.
She
Ой,
does have
блин,
some
пипец.
mechanics we'll show near the end
В
of the
общем, она
breakdown
говорит,
where-
что контроль
different,
дистанции
but
очень
we
хорошо
have done
сможет,
before, it's super
да,
exciting.
Синдел. Но и
She has
вблизи,
some
в принципе, у
exciting
нее
new stuff
есть
we'll show at
опции,
the end of this breakdown
что
that
показать,
really
да,
wouldn't have
для
been
агрессивных
possible
игроков.
before the cameo
Ну и говорит,
system.
и вообще она так-то типа
Take a look at the queen.
All
королева.
right, so let's start with some of the basics. Two
Окей.
cool things about her in this game is she has these cool VFX, like this, like
Ух,
purple
смотрите,
energy,
как она.
and then the use of her hair.
Regal purple.
Absolutely.
Бэк 4, да? Иногда он какой волосиками, кайф.
She has really good range, as you'd imagine someone with magical long hair. And there's a couple normals I really wanted to talk about. First is forward 4, which kind of takes out of the page
Ой-ой-ой,
of the
F4.
last game. And it's like kind of her main
Ooh.
mid-range tool you want to get in. Use to
Растяжка
get
все в
in.
And that's
порядке.
a mid, right?
Yes.
Это мидочек.
And it's pretty quick, but it has
Очевидно,
a really
довольно.
neat new follow-up. She jumps into the air, it's a low
Вот лаунчер, ага.
combo starter, and she can
Да как
actually
же далеко
control
откидывает, вы
how
видите?
far she goes.
Ужас.
She can do the close version,
На фуллскрин, по
and
сути.
actually land right in front of them, far version. Or she can just do it by itself, go in for a throw.
Ну да,
That's
тут
a
типа,
wrap.
видите, миксить можно.
Thank you. Go for this little low. Or one of her block strings. Another normals is back 2, which leads into an overhead, and she can combo into it, or you can do back 2 by itself and actually be airborne.
Окей, тебя в воздух
Let's go
поднимает
with
бэк
special
2, вот
moves.
этот.
We'll start with the classic, the Scream.
Крик Банши,
Iconic,
окей.
quintessential Sindel. It's still one of her best combo starters. It stuns.
Также можно,
They
да,
can't
как
hear
бы
anything for a
начинать
while.
комбо
She's
с
gonna
этого,
get a
он
free
станет.
hit. You can kind of do it at mid-range if you think they're you caught them sleeping, not blocking. Like I said, it's great to hit confirm. It's
With
just
punish.
exactly
I just
right.
throw it out.
Как
all the time.
вифаниш
All
можно
the time.
использовать. Ну так,
Then let's go
захват
with the
обычный.
fireballs, which are always one of the most important kind of key things about her offense.
Что не...
She
А,
has
вот,
high hairball,
прожектайл.
Low hairball.
Лоу
in
прожектайл у нее
Yes,
есть.
that's canonical. Hairball. And
Окей.
then air
Хейрбол.
New to this game is it's a
О,
straight,
слушайте, она
very
может
quick
в воздухе
fireball.
сделать.
It is not
Ой,
the
инстанты,
downward arc
возможно, и
as
будут.
previously done.
Ну,
They
знаете,
do
вот
it
эти
really low to the ground
и
and
афы.
quick, and I think it's pretty effective.
Instant
Look at that,
Air
I still got
Fireballs.
it.
Ой-ой-ой.
Her EX versions have some interesting properties. So,
Окей.
straight one, oops, the straight one will actually eat up fireballs.
Ой, смотри,
So
он
if you
может
use the bar
перебивать
meter,
прожектайлы,
the
да,
zoning
экзовый.
will actually beat
Это
out
хорошо.
their projectile. And the low ones are really neat. So she adds that little hair whip at the beginning, and up close, actually a hit that will pop them up. things in the corner, you can do cool stuff.
Ага, с помощью лоу-прожектайла в углу можно, видите, комбить.
Oh my gosh. There we go.
Ну и
Maybe I don't
продолжаем,
still
да.
have it.
I think you do.
Thank you.
Okay.
So it kind of, it's neat. It turns this pure zoning tool up close into an actual offensive tool.
So two different ways you can use it.
Exactly.
Both equally cool.
You can also use that with your mix-ups, which gets to the next tool, her cartwheel. The overhead, straight from MK9. If you EX it, it has armor. It's really good up close. It's great as a wake-up attack. You can use it after a move like this. You can mix it up with below, or sweep, and a really fun down three. Look at that.
So like for me when I play.
Блин, очень рейнджовая атака волосами вот этими. Лоу. Ну да, в общем, смотрите. Позонить можно прям очень плотно.
Right. And then lastly, she has the classic levitate.
Есть миксапчик вблизи, и можно как бы вот
So, like, for
полетать
example,
немного,
you're
да.
trying to zone. We can use standing low fireballs to go under your hairball. Not very effective to low fireball when you're literally not touching the ground.
Right.
She can also cancel it, and she can do fun cancels. Like, for example,
Так, сейчас какой-то cancel нам покажет, окей.
she can do the back two, the airborne, go under flight.
Ну да, видите,
And if
она
you
может
EX
как
it,
бы
it's actually
задерживать
significantly
себя в
faster.
воздухе благодаря этому спешалу.
And she has
Ну,
some true
пытаться там
blocks
как-то
that you won't be
замиксить
able
или
to
еще что-то
interrupt.
сделать. В принципе, окей.
Now let's talk
Опции
about
есть.
how this can play into her cameo. I have chosen, oops, set it to all. I have chosen Serena, who we got a little taste
О,
of in the
Сарину
last trailer, but now we're
покажет нам
actually
сейчас
gonna show
поближе.
her moves. So her first attack is the blade. It's a very quick projectile. You can see the cooldown.
Да, говорит, у Сарины
is
есть
pretty
очень
quick.
быстрый прожектайл. Очень быстрый.
Then she also has Kia's blades. She goes full demon. There's multiple. They come back. And this actually
То есть,
leads
видите,
into
она кидает
combos.
вначале
You can do
несколько
fun stuff.
прожектайлов, и потом эти прожектайлы потом возвращаются
Turn
еще.
that into a full combo.
Можно
It is
использовать
fun.
комбо
Really
и,
get up in the
скорее всего,
Yeah.
лочить
In a lot
оппонента,
of ways.
In a lot of
чтобы он
ways.
как бы, ну, блочил.
She
Потому
also
что
has
прожектайлы
her demon up kick.
возвращаются.
It's a great wake-up attack. It's invincible. It's really quick. You can also use it
Ага,
as an
на вейке,
anti-air.
говорит, есть еще атака, которая дает неуязвимость
And
вот
then
это вот.
lastly, she has a fourth
Можно
move.
использовать.
Every cameo has at least 3, and some might have more. So she's one of those. Jakata's Curse. She puts this rune on the ground, and while the opponent is standing in it, let's set it to default.
Интересно, что это? А, она
Okay,
метр
you're
сжигает
being great,
оппонента.
but it's pretty
Серьезно?
quick, you can see. Yeah. Now this is an ambush move, which means you can do it while Sindel's doing other actions. So for example,
Такого вроде бы еще
while
не
you have a
было.
combo going, you can summon her.
Oh, there's a lot of setups there.
То есть вы
Yeah,
видите,
so you
оппонента
can have
контролите,
you
и у
in
него
the
как
corner,
бы
you can
сжигается
combo,
метр.
have her coming out,
То есть не ХП,
meters,
именно
stuff
метр
like that. She
сжигается.
can
Это
give you nasty
интересно.
stuff like drain your meters so you can't break a combo in the middle of your combo.
Да, можно из него ресурсы типа вытянуть.
She does not, which is let's maybe get into that a little bit more. So let's go back to what we said earlier. Sindel has a couple of moves using the cameo system. So, you know, Sindel in the lore, she's the queen. She has this commanding presence. She has, you know, what the kids would say is riz.
Oh, they would say that.
Thank you. And, you know, she could use that to actually command her cameo and maybe more. So let's start with this buff move. Once you activate it, while it's active, cooldown, it will be significantly faster for your cameo.
А,
This move's already
у
pretty
Синдел есть спешл,
quick. Once she has this active, it's
который
even quicker,
бафает
and Serena,
камео.
recovering so fast her cooldown,
Ничего себе, интересно.
almost indefinitely.
Видите, Сарина
So you can turn what normally
быстрее
would be kind of a
этот, как его,
limited use move into
откдэшивается.
something that you
Меньше,
can
в
just
общем,
use almost
ресурсов
like any other special move.
для
Some of the
камео
other ones,
тратишь.
like Kia's
Бля, это
blades,
очень
have a
интересно.
pretty long cooldown. It's significantly faster when she has that active.
Now she's giving herself up there.
Correct.
There is some, there, yeah.
Correct. But once she gets going, her cameo use is substantially better. There's also an EX version with a really interesting twist. When she EXs it, she's now commanding the opponent's cameo, and if the opponent tries to break, they will be stunned, and you get a reset instead. So let's show that again. I have the move active.
В общем, смотрите.
Opponent goes for a
Если
break,
она
you can see
использует
Sonya
экзовый,
actually is like, gets the little
этот
head and,
спешл,
you know, oh my God,
она
I'm
захватывает
confused.
камео
Your
оппонента.
breaker's not just
Если
disabled.
оппонент захочет
Once you get that
брейкнуть,
stun, they popped up and
его
Sindel gets
камео,
full
наоборот, как бы
reset.
поможет в комбе
No
тебе.
breakers
То есть не
allowed.
оппоненту, который
Ways
хочет
to avoid them.
брейкнуть.
Yes.
То есть, по сути, ты можешь схватить
Another really interesting move
его
I'd like to show.
камео и не дать ему брейкнуть какое-то время. Это
So for this
интересно. То есть они играются, видите, именно с механиками камео. То есть не просто камео есть.
Sindel can take control of an opponent's cameo and stun them. So for example, I will call it out,
О, смотрите, мы
and
можем...
Sonya is actually dizzy.
Yep.
If Sindel is in the middle of doing this move, where she points, while the cameo's out, so you have to do it on a read. The cameo is stunned for this entire length of time and cannot be summoned.
Okay.
Окей, она может
There's also
станить
an EX
самонов
version.
благодаря
This
этому.
version, Sonya will leave the screen and I gain control of her. And I actually get a free use of either of the cameo's moves. of my
Можно
choosing. So for
камео...
example,
Блин, очень интересно.
I now have
Можно
square
Сони, видите, управлять. Брать под контроль
And that
Соню.
gives the
can pick any of
Или
them.
наоборот,
Correct.
убрать
So
ее
any of
пока,
Sonya's
doing.
moves.
чтобы она не
Right.
мешалась.
I have control over it for a pretty good amount of time, and it does not cost any kind of cooldown or anything. So you could actually do stuff like I could summon Sonya to start leg grab to go into a combo, and then go into Serena's demon-like anti-air move to end the combo if I wanted. You could even use 3 cameo moves in one combo if you wanted to.
People are gonna have some fun in training mode on this one.
Yeah, it's really, really neat, and it's something that's
Интересно.
gonna, you know,
То есть
how effective
при
and the way
хорошем
you
контроле,
can
да,
change on what the opponent's
можно
Got it.
практически вырубить оппоненту
Yeah.
Do we wanna? Do we?
Камео
wanna-
механику.
I think that's the best way we can finish,
Let's
right?
do it. I love how the hair gets all-
Oh yeah, the
Crazy,
big hair is
super cool.
amazing.
Блин, ну не надо. Это ж больно. Все?
That is a nasty
Что
one.
резко?
Yeah, the leg pull. I feel that. Yeah, that,
Yeah,
that's
it's
Do you feel
definitely
that?
amongst the most brutal in the game, I think.
pretty bad. I mean, good bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Cool. Let's. You want to move on to Rain?
I think so.
Again, as we were talking about Sindel, who does Rain? Who plays Rain? What players play them?
I think Rain's always been kind of a flashy character that appeals to people that like to hit buttons.
Yeah.
Rain's, though, quite a bit different in this game. Rain has traditionally been a ninja.
Ну да, говорит
In this
Рейн.
game, in Liu Kang's new era, he's been completely reimagined as a mage. He's the high
Окей.
mage
Говорит, Рейн
in
всегда был
Sindel's
персонажем,
court, and his
на
moveset
котором как бы
has
люди именно прям
substantially
кнопочки
changed.
активно
There will be
нажимали,
little
да.
hints
Но
and
сейчас мы
fun
его как
nods
бы
to the previous
переосмыслили
versions
в
of Rain
мага,
that you'd
который
expect,
помогает
but
как бы
he's going to
именно
be one of the more radically altered
Синдел.
characters, and I think it's an interesting new take. So
And like we've done in the new era, like all the characters will have, they're still.
Да, видите, сейчас из
somewhat
Рейна,
who you know. There's
такого
still stuff that's
ниндзя,
gonna bring
сделали
you back to
мага
them that
по
you
большей
loved
части.
using when we were younger,
yes,
but they've definitely changed.
Маг
yeah,
воды.
he probably has like mostly new moves to go with his new role, like his new power set. It's
Ну да,
pretty
говорит,
neat, so
для
let's
новой
check it
роли,
out.
вот его, да, новые движения как
So
раз
you'll
таки.
notice right off the bat, he has a new weapon, which is his wizard staff.
Ну да, говорит, у него новое оружие появилось. Не катар, да, который вот в 11, например, был, а посох.
And he is definitely now much less of a physical fighter than he ever has been before. He is a very powerful mage, and he uses it in most of his attacks.
Да, она говорит, он сильный сейчас маг,
A
очень
couple
сильный.
normals I really wanted to talk about. Like you can see even his sweep. Instead of using his foot, he literally uses is water staff. This is definitely
I
the
love the
coolest
kick
move.
up.
Интересно.
It's so good.
Ну, красивая
And you'll
анимация
notice the
именно вот с
water leaves
посохом,
the top,
с водой.
gets in there, and then comes back to the top.
Right. I absolutely love it. So let's start off with a couple normals I really wanted to show. His forward 2, forward 2, 1, 3 is just like really good range mid, pretty quick.
Да, видите, отталкиваем подальше,
Also
чтобы,
got-
если что, можно было что-то разыграть, да.
Forward 3, which is an overhead.
Это оверхед, да,
and it's
оверхед,
double
смотрите.
overhead, and he gets a pop-up. That'll be one of his most important, I think.
О,
And then
эйр-комбо.
one other
Ага.
normal I really wanted to show was a standing 4. Which,
А,
even though he's no longer a ninja, he still has tremendous
окей,
leg
оставили,
strength.
оставили.
So strong that he
Помните,
can
еще в
actually kick you
МК3
across
этот
the
мув
world.
был?
Now this is an interesting one because if you hold it,
А, если
he gets a combo.
ты четверку задерживаешь, можно комбить с нее.
And he can also cancel out of the hold to fake you out.
Okay.
There you go. See, I'm good. And let's check out his throw, which is a nice nod to the classic
Oh.
water bubble. He goes in with you
Клёво.
and then you burst out. So you can see his normal attacks are very fresh and different. And I think the water effects are awesome. So you want to go into his
Да, очень
special
нравится,
moves?
говорит.
so.
Водные
So
эффекты,
he
говорит, классно у
has
нас
some
получились.
really interesting zoning tools. I mean, some might even call him a premier zoner. And let's start with his straight projectile, which takes
Ну,
a
классический
ton of
быстрый
real
прожектайл,
estate.
да?
It's fairly quick and has some interesting ways that you can change it. If you EX it, he gets a full knockdown. He can actually
Окей,
hold it
экзовый
down
нокдаунит.
and get a stagger. And you can actually cancel out of this hold down. So you can mix up doing the move,
Timing. Yeah.
doing different timings, doing the EX, or canceling out of it.
Ну да, видите, можно миксапить именно прожектайлы.
When you have a projectile
Можно их
like
просто
that, it takes
отменять,
up a ton of
фейкать.
space. What's the one thing you know the opponent's going to try to do to beat it?
Jump.
Jump. And that's not going to be super effective because he has an anti-air version.
Окей, есть
This has a
антиэр у него
very
спешл.
neat EX that actually allows him to pop up for combos.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty cool. Again, it makes a full, full screen projectile become kind of an offensive tool up close.
Да, у него фуллскрин
Now, one
прожектайлы,
thing would
то есть
be,
как бы
Well, what happens if they're using
хочется,
projectiles
хочется
against
оппонента
him?
на расстоянии
And he
держать.
has a water bubble where he surrounds himself in water, and any projectile is going to be negated. It'll actually just be destroyed when it hits the water bubble.
Окей.
This is something that he can set up.
Это
go
антипрожектайл,
behind,
вот этот
go in
шар,
the middle of.
который
Versus
ломает
shield.
другие
Exactly.
прожектайлы.
But if
Ну,
you EX
вражеские.
it, it surrounds him and
А,
travels with
экзовый за тобой следует именно, видите? То есть обычно остается на месте просто.
Exactly. So then you can go in, do his lows, do his overhead.
То есть, условно, если
all
ты
that
проигрываешь
good stuff
прожектайл игру, ты
when
можешь
he has the water shield on.
накинуть на себя бабл
Now, there's
экзовый
other ways
и идти
you can
вперед.
He could set these water portals, and he can set them anywhere he wants.
Можно порталы ставить.
And then he can actually warp through.
О,
So you could do cool stuff, like set
Практически
one here,
JP за
go
сет,
in, when you
послушайте.
wanna get out, warp back to where you were.
Вот такой
Or,
около гиммик,
when
да.
you're in,
Интересно.
you can set one, do some fun zoning, and then use this to get back in.
Okay.
Да, можно фейкануть, видите?
And then you can go straight into combos, fun stuff like that. Now, once you've established that you're willing to teleport or throw out some of these fireballs, and the opponent's scared to move, you can start using the whirlpool. And he has close, medium, and far. These will go on the ground, and if the opponent walks into it, they get popped up for combos.
Окей. То есть ты можешь трапу оставлять вот эту на земле. Если оппонент как бы
Yes,
попадается
it
в
is
нее,
so cool
его
looking.
засасывает, и он
Another
подлетает
move he
для
has
лаунча.
is
Для комбо,
Geyser.
извините.
This is a pretty good advancing special. He can 2 and 1 into, and if you EX it, it has armor. So it's a good wake up attack.
У
it's a good
Гзоу
way to
армор есть,
pressure,
говорит.
and I think it'll be one of his best combo enders. And then lastly, one more awesome full range move that kind of shows the full extent of his power.
So cool.
And this is a move that he can actually hold.
О, Смотри-ка. Можно задерживать.
or cancel and just drop
Можно
down.
кэнселить.
So you can do stuff like you're doing your water ball and what's called a
Ну, можно, да,
fireball.
операционку
Go over the opposite
оппонента
of that.
неплохо нагрузить.
Go into this. Fake out the opponent.
Это, скорее всего, еще как-то комбится. Видите, он подлетает,
Set
потому
up,
что...
you can do all kind of stuff. Set up portals. Be doing that Thunder God move. Cancel it. Go through the portal. Just all kind of options full screen. I think he's going to be a really interesting character to kind of freeze them up full screen to get in and start doing his mix-ups. And speaking of the mix-ups, let's kind of show how he can use his cameo and go with that. I assigned him Striker.
О,
because
страйкер.
I think a cop
Рейна,
teaming with
окей.
a wizard is the exact kind of thing you'd see in Mortal Kombat, right? So the first thing
Да.
I'll show with Striker is he has
Полицейский и
His
маг
grenade toss.
очень интересное
straight out of
вместе.
MK3, comes in, throws the double grenades. They can either go
Двойные гранаты
low or
есть.
high. And you can imagine, these are ambush moves.
Они
which
разные,
means
кстати, да? Да,
they can
видите?
come out while Rain is doing his attacks. So you can
Можно
do stuff
помиксапить гранатки.
like you're doing your straight up
Вот
water
видите?
beam while he's doing his grenades. They can also aid you in combat.
Для защиты, для атаки можно закидывать.
So you can do stuff like
А, это дополнительно еще помогает в джагле. Да, в нашей комбе.
Striker also has a set of baton moves. He's got Cat Bop, where he comes in and does an overhead, and the classic baton sweep from MK3. So these are lows and overheads. So,
Окей.
great example.
Страйкер может миксапить лоу или оверхед.
So, one thing you could do,
Интересно.
you got your overhead, the opponent's stand blocking all the time because they don't want to get popped up. What am I supposed to do? Sweep them. But you can also do this in a string. So in overhead,
Кстати, у
overhead,
Страйкера,
you can do
помните, в МК3
overhead,
был спешл?
low. Then they get used to the timing.
Вот
They're
очень
like,
похож.
Oh, I'm one of these like ninja killer or sonic people with good reflexes. I can, I can fuzzy that.
Блин,
You
сложно.
start doing stuff like
Видите? Тебя могут замиксить прям очень активно.
cop bop. Mix it up. So just from this 50-50, he can use Striker to have more 50.
То есть Рейн может сделать два оверхеда подряд, может сделать один оверхед, выбежит
That's the key. That's all
страйкер,
you have to
сделает
do.
лоу,
Like a famous football player
Рейн
once
получит
said, it's
нокдаун,
more than a
видите?
50-50.
God.
Lastly, Striker has one more move, which I think is probably my favorite.
My favorite
Сейчас
thing to use
любимый
is
мув у страйкера нам покажет.
Well, sort of.
Stephanie.
Half and half.
Striker comes from behind and handcuffs you. And this gives you a reset.
А, ресет.
Then you get a bunch of advantage and you can go. for a
Смешно
reset.
выглядит.
Okay.
So you get into your combos with a handcuff move, then go in and continue your offense. So like you could start a combo with your overhead, go into the handcuffs, and then make them guess low.
Got it.
It's super
That's
fun.
really cool.
Yeah.
Оп, ресетик.
So I think that's
Не знаю,
that's
прикольно.
Striker, and I maybe go into his fatal blow.
Let's take a look.
And I'll just say Striker is my favorite fatal blow.
О, страйкер, говорит, мой любимый. Камео Fatal Blow. Но это мы видели в трейлерах. А вот Рейна вроде бы не видели как раз-таки. Не видели.
All right, that was Rain.
Yep.
Страйкера посмотрели,
Very
Рейна
exciting.
посмотрели.
We'll get their hands on Rain soon. That'll be awesome.
He's definitely not washed up.
Nope, nope. Some fresh moves to make your opponent salty.
Да, говорит,
Nice.
свежие движения,
Let's move
чтобы
on.
засолить его
We're talking about
оппонента.
General Shao now, a character that I'm very excited about as a lover of big, bruising characters.
Мне, говорит, большие, брутальные
still
мужики
big and bruising.
нравятся.
He's just a general now.
He's just a general.
Он
He's
говорит,
not
такой же
the
большой и
emperor.
сильный, но
Right.
He's
теперь
got
он
a new
генерал всего лишь.
weapon, new moveset.
У него, говорит,
A
новое
bit of a
оружие
stance
есть, новый
character, but I
мувсет.
wouldn't say in the same vein as like a Kenshi,
Right.
but definitely when he has axe in his hand, axe out of his hand. When it's out of his hand, be careful when you're near the axe. That's all I'm going to say. Let's take a look at how he works.
Ну все, да, сейчас нам
So,
покажут генерала
big
Шао
thing,
и Матара.
just
Да,
to
наверное,
show, this is kind
ржует.
of the thesis statement. Just swings for the fences.
He's a
right?
powerhouse.
This is back two. It has advantage. So if you're blocking, don't want to push any buttons probably. Push
Yeah,
some
I was
buttons
just
there.
jabbing.
Don't do that because you're going to get hit.
Right.
Great move
Есть
there.
рынка с нокдауном у Шао.
This is a really quick, kind of almost get a little distance to it too. Like I can get you from there. Like really nice, kind of can lead in some combos.
Right.
Punishing move I like to use is this right here. Very fast, bounces him up. We can show some more stuff with that later, but obviously you can see there's some paths.
Да, это быстрая атака, как
I
паниш, он
also
говорит,
really
можно
like how
использовать.
his kick attacks are just either uses Zax or he's just huge big boots.
Just like
Yeah,
standing
just-
big boot.
Ну да, можно просто
And
пнуть
like a lot
как
of
бы.
people, I enjoy the two
Смену стойки, кстати, не меняют, да, оставляют.
So we have, he has this overhead.
О,
Doesn't
оверхед.
combo anything, but hit the throw button
So
afterwards.
good.
He also
Интересно.
has a low one as well.
Можно сторону поменять, замиксить, как сейчас мы увидим, да?
Right.
Now let's talk about his special moves. His special move, the one that kind of encapsulates what he is Power Strike. He will just throw the axe on the ground, and there it is. You have about 7-8 seconds just to do stuff without the axe, right? You can also call it back.
О,
Boom.
Okay.
Now when it's on the ground, different strings. That's back one.
ну да, видите, можно использовать как
Also-
бы
and I get the axe back after
топор
14
обратно,
seconds.
да, он сетапит.
All of his axe
Интересно.
moves get replaced with different normal attacks.
Yes.
And some are faster, some have different reactions.
Да, в общем,
Right, so,
смотрите, когда он
some changes to
оставляет
your other special moves. We'll get to
топор,
that in a second.
Even his throw changes.
Yes, even his throw. So
у него меняются нормалы, ну то есть обычные удары. Меняется бросок.
while we're at it, let's just show the, you know,
И через какое-то время, да, топор
and then with the axe,
снова как бы
bangs in the face with the
попадает
axe.
к Шао.
Right.
Other specials he has. So you can huge. That was the meter burn. I got a full screen projectile.
Ничего себе какой прожектайл.
Sorry about that. You can do some of this.
Pops up.
Да, можно как лаунч
Nice.
использовать в комбе.
He has a buff. This makes
Buff,
your axe
yes.
powers do more damage. You can also
Okay.
meter EX that. to get
Больше
more time
дэмэджа
on it as
наносим
well.
с помощью него.
Big move in his arsenal that also leads to a lot of crazy good damage is his armored launcher is his knee.
Just kind of representing, kind of makes me think of the MK3 like up shoulder. except
Тут
now
армор,
it's a
если
knee.
я
Right,
правильно
and
услышал.
you can throw that out a lot of places. Always there.
На этом
But
муве. Next zone, да?
if you EX the knee, you get a free power slam after that. So you can do like that.
А,
Okay.
да,
And
там
then
продолжение
it's on the
есть.
ground again.
Гарант.
Okay.
So that's how you rotate throughout the character, right? And now it's on the ground, now it's back to me. So then you can start doing really cool stuff like this into power slam,
Оставляем топор,
back
да.
into that.
Nice.
That's a pretty nice chunky combo.
And now you have the axe back.
Ну,
Right.
красиво.
When the axe is on the ground, other cool things can happen. Power slam. Now, I have a ground pound.
Ух, смотри-ка.
Now here's the interesting thing.
Можно интересно позонить оппонента.
You are
То есть
on
ты
the
оставляешь
axe.
топор,
It is an overhead low,
оверхед.
Okay.
which is kind of tough to block.
Yeah.
You can also, throw this down, do this.
Может с этого и
That's
лаунчить
like a
еще
quick
дальше.
recall.
Right.
На комбо.
Yeah, so if you have it down, you also have a move where you can just be near it, and it's very fast slash.
Okay.
Быстрый слэш можно,
So
когда ты
a
берешь
lot of really
топор.
cool stuff you can do.
And he's clearly meant to be going in and out during
Yes.
the fight, in the middle of combos, getting it back at the end of combos.
Прикольно.
Recall
То
if
есть
you
ему
want
прям
to,
Right.
lots of stuff like that. But
его
if you are,
сильно
as my opponent, near the
связали с
axe,
топором,
there's a
да,
lot of
с
stuff
новым
you need to
оружием
think
его.
Right, so it's almost like with the
прикольные
axe,
штуки прям
you
делать.
have, kind of really good range, not the quickest moves. Without the axe, you're much quicker, and you
Yes.
can use it, establish the axe on the screen, and they're going to have to respect it, and that's going to kind of open up your grabs, your mix-ups, stuff like that.
And it's super cool.
Ну да,
You can
говорят,
also, like, he also,
оппонент может респектить, да, вот твои опции с топором, за счет чего ты можешь
the knee in the
навязать
power-
какую-то игру
power-
оппоненту.
Power strike is huge.
Right.
Right. Really important.
Ну, вот видите, автоматически он у него в
I'm
руке
sure I'm
появился
not
через какое-то
missing
время.
anything. I do want to show some stuff with Motaro.
Okay.
So Motaro has a couple
Окей,
things you can
Мотаро
use. Now,
показывает.
obviously, I'm a big guy. Projectiles might scare me.
Right.
Well, I can do this. I can pull them out, walk behind
Да,
it. You
видите,
don't want to be throwing projectiles.
Мотаро может
That's
тащить
so
щит,
That will reflect. And I'm
который
walking it down.
отражает прожектайлы.
I
То есть
love
не нравится
that,
вам
you know,
условно
that's a way
Цетрион,
to
который
call
здесь, надеюсь,
back
не
to
будет.
his thick, reflect skin
И вы
from
можете
MK3.
пикать Мотаро, который как бы
And now
поможет
you're
вам
kinda, now you're a little confused. What do you do? But
сблизиться с оппонентом.
Nice.
В принципе, кому
he also has
часть,
this turret you can do.
часть вот этих балансных проблем, да, может решить.
Has a low one too. You can do that. Now here is
Да, у
something
Матара
that
есть как бы
I've chosen
прожектайл,
Matara
есть
with
слоу
General Shao
прожектайл,
for
вот
a
этот, который
reason.
нокдаун
Okay.
тоже дает.
Remember this move.
Yes.
Can't do a lot out of it.
Right.
He has this teleport, right?
О, у Матара
Okay.
Maybe you
телепорт
can read his
есть.
projectile, maybe not, but you can move around the battlefield quicker as General
Right.
Shao. But with this overhead, I can teleport
Интересно.
and still
That's a
continue a
true
combo.
combo.
It's a true combo. So now you have to worry about this.
То есть
and you
таким
have to worry
плотненьким
about,
ребятам, у которых зонинга
something
особо
like
нету,
this.
Матара нормально заходит,
That's
да.
now in play.
Right.
So you and you can do the
Надеюсь.
full thing too. You can do like
А, с этого, смотрите,
What a
можно
cool
комбить.
example of one of my favorite things about the cameo system. It
Right.
allows you to break the rules and restrictions of your roster.
and I think
character.
that's why I love.
То есть
Shao
телепорт
so much,
довольно
is he
быстрый, и
breaks
ты
the
можешь
rules
продолжить
also with the
комбить,
knee
да, с
into
этого?
Power Slam. He's-
Right.
It's a special into a special, which Johnny can do too. Of course, he breaks that rule at times with his meter, with his height meter. But yeah, there's a lot of cool, fun, sort of breaking the meta of what Shao is, just so you can do with that.
And
Really
I think
cool.
it's so neat about the cameo system. You kind of look
Хорошая,
at your
хорошая
playstyle, look at your
локация,
character and
конечно.
think,
Смотрите,
what are my
в игре.
weaknesses? What are the things I think I'm missing? And you can use your cameo to turn those weaknesses into
Right.
strengths.
And for me, it's like if I'm so far away from people, just as a zoner, just even having this just to get me out of dodge, right?
Right.
Now I'm close again.
Now
and
you're
now
close.
Ну
you
да,
wanna beat me.
они тут, в принципе, про то же, о
This
чем
one
я и
will show the,
говорил, что благодаря вот камео, да, можно как
Yeah,
бы
give yourself
закрыть
1%.
слабые места твоего вот
Show the,
персонажа
single blow.
основного.
It's a real
Грамотно
good
как
one.
бы. Ладно,
Drops
потом.
from the sky.
Это Fatal Blow.
Oh, he's not
Минус
forcing
ребра
that.
у нового бога. Бежит красавчик рогатый. Блин, господи, там от ребер же ничего не осталось, хватит. Любят они ребра, на самом деле, ломать.
General Shao.
Заметили?
Pretty cool.
Super fun. I've had a really good time playing with them. Just a different style of fighting, different than you're used to for General Shao, so
Right.
it's been a really cool time.
Ну
Yeah,
да,
I think
они
it's
довольно
really
сильно его
neat. We also
поменяли, на
showed
самом
Gears
деле, с
having
11 части.
big brute characters who you might think is like, oh, they're brain dead brawlers, whatever. And no, in this game, no, they're not. They're definitely, really interesting, nuanced characters. It's really cool.
Or they can just swing an axe as hard as they want.
Or you could just do back to over and over again and do throws.
Right, and that's also
Right.
a fun way to play. So before we go, Derek's not here, and this hurts so bad. You know that, right? It's time for birthday shoutouts, everybody. I don't mind the birthday
Это
shoutouts. It's the
нужно
really.
было.
Here we go. You ready?
I am ready. I'm excited.
Mike
Поздравляем.
Lee, Regina Stefanik,
Ooh, kitties.
Nicolette Mihalka,
Поздравляем ребят с
Brian
днем
Evans,
рождения.
Eric Butt, Kingston Lorenzo, Tim Matthews, Liv Nava, Trinier Cole, Brad Fauchot, Brian Arvizu, Cam Lynch, James Bolvin, Ruben Perez, and Chris Bartholomew. Those are your birthday shout-outs for this week.
Прекрасные ребята,
Fun
которым
stream.
исполнилось,
I probably said it was shorter. It probably
которые
wasn't that much
левел-апнулись.
shorter in the end.
Да.
But we want to get in here and show you some characters. We'll be back very soon to show you more, hopefully. But before we go, I think we have a fight from QA
We do.
that we would love to show you.
This will be a fun one.
It's going to be a really cool one. So we'll show you that. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Our cotton colony. You may have been a soldier.
The General and Baraka. This is just a...
Ты,
this
говорит,
is
мог
no
быть
nuance needed.
солдатом, но стал
No, these
зверем.
are two monster brawler guys. They love to fight. They're
Говорит,
nasty.
никогда не был так
So
опасен,
we've
как
got
сейчас.
Baraka with
Это Барак.
Striker
Блин, Барака классный.
Leaves his blades in the ground, regrows blades. Awesome.
and Shao with Motaro. I have no idea why Striker would be working with Baraka, but
Бараку особо же не
You always have to
показывали,
follow
да?
the lore.
Вот ресетик, смотрите, есть. Это мы на заднем плане, возможно, наблюдаем вон в тюрбане.
ooh,
Big whiff.
whiffs that overhead.
Power slam.
Классно, что они еще дают посмотреть
See,
именно
Shao keeps him in
непосредственно
the
просто
corner.
бой,
Nope,
да.
switches sides.
Now you
Их
can
персонажей.
choose which way you want to go.
Скушал
Right.
миксапик на Бараке.
Oh, big stab, shish kebab. Back
Кебаб
to playing
тайм.
neutral.
That big jump stop that Baraka does is very fun.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be big.
А, дроп.
Notice how
Да? Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Что, серьезно, он скушал?
with the pop-up without
Ну
the
что
action
поделать.
slam, without
Получаю шокером.
Forgot to block the second part of that fatal blow, the low. That's tricky.
У.
Paid for it.
Видите, он оставляет в нем как бы свое лезвие. отращивает новое
All right,
и
let's
уже в
see.
горло как бы пихает.
One way to look at it is at least Baraka no longer has his fatal blow. Good jump attack.
Fishing for some throws. Got it.
Очень, очень прикольно, как страйкер выбегает, там, знаете, видны мигалки. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой.
Breaker.
Это брейкер.
Big break. That
Он
was gonna
шокер
go after the
использует,
ground
да?
and leave some damage.
Дистанционные. Прикольно.
I
Так, это
love
брейкер от
his
Матара,
breaker.
да?
It's just a big hind kick. It's so exciting to see Motaro
Вот
back.
смотрите,
I mean, he's a
Шао
character
бафнул
that
как раз-таки топор.
makes very, very few
Секиру свою,
appearances.
да?
Like, I've always wanted him back. Very exciting.
You saw earlier he did the back two twice, but he will do it again.
Yes. Sometimes you got to do it again. The no mix-up, mix-up.
Ба. Да, судя по всему,
Big
оверхед был.
overhead.
Very quick overhead when the axe is in the ground.
Да, говорит. Очень быстро оверхед, когда...
Yeah, it'll be
Топор
interesting
на
to see.
земле.
There could be matchups where it's better to not use your axe as much, have axeless be the main way you fight if they're a faster character, maybe like a Liu Kang or something.
Задефлектил прожектайлы. Ну, хорошо, слушайте.
Another breaker. They take 3 bars in this game, and I think one thing a lot of people forget is your cameo has to be available.
And notice when he breaks right then, right before power strike.
Какое-то время еще
his
люди,
axe
конечно,
is
к камео
facing the
будут в
ground.
системе привыкать. Интересно.
This is a close one. Oh, really
Паниш за
good
прожектайл,
punish.
да? Мгм.
Gets the turn out. Nice.
Он с нижним прожектайлом скамбил, или мне
That'll
показалось?
be it.
А будет фаталочка,
He's
будет
gonna
фаталочка. Пожалуйста. Опа.
This looks dangerous for Baraka.
Это говорит, выглядит опасно для бараки. И вправду.
Well, that didn't go well for Baraka.
Melted.
That's a bummer.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us.
Ну, прикольно.
We love to hear what you think on Twitter, what you think about
Yeah.
the characters and whatnot. For myself and Stephanie, we will see you next time on the Combat Cast.
Ну что, будет еще Kombat Kast? Посмотрим. В следующий раз обязательно. Смотрите, там они рейдят кого-то уже. О-о-о-о, полегче, полегче. Отлично, отлично. Посмотрели Синдел, посмотрели... Да господи, ну хватит, не присоединюсь я. Посмотрели Синдел, разобрали, да, там у нее Рейна. Посмотрели Рейна. Да, его довольно сильно изменили на самом деле. Посмотрели Страйкера, Шао Кана и Матара. Прикольно. Прикольно.